Hey everybody, it's Nathan Wilson, Driving Dreams Restorations here in Central Florida one more time. I know it's been a little while since I made a video. We've been super busy here. I wanted to do this quick thing about this weather stripping. Everybody knows with these old Lincolns, man, you can spend $4,000 or $5,000 on weather stripping, especially with the convertibles. So this is a kit from one of the usual suspects. I'm not going to say any names, but it's $2,000, and this is it's not even a totally complete kit, but it's close. And you can buy these pieces individually, and they're really expensive. And one of the reasons is because they are supposed to be the original molded in style pieces and all that. So I was getting ready to, we've got this top off. We were getting ready to powder coat, sandblast and powder coat and everything, all the pieces of the frame before we put the new top on. And so I was getting ready to take the weather stripping off. And this is probably original. It's a 64. And the weather stripping actually isn't all that bad. Now, you know, compared to a brand new car, you might look at this and think, man, that weather stripping is not that great. But you know, for these cars, that's actually pretty good. It's still pretty pliable and stuff. It just needs to be cleaned up really well. But I was going to replace it anyway, just with new stuff. So here is an example of one of the pieces from one of the usual suspects. And unfortunately, this is the second time I've tried one of the other usual suspects. Similar price and similar results. Not very happy with it at all. So you can see basically the quality of their quote-unquote mold is pretty crappy, man, in my opinion. I mean, I'm no expert. Obviously, I can't do it myself. But you think they would do better than this for $2,000. This is the trunk seal. Or no, this is a door. This is one of the doors. And you can't tell on this video, obviously, but by feeling it, this part is nice and soft and squishy like it should be, and then this is really hard, and you can tell it's a different rubber. You can see where they kind of pieced it together. So basically what they did is they went on eBay and probably got this stuff from China. This probably from Metro. Metro makes probably 90% of all this type of weather stripping product. And they just bought this cheap piece and probably paid, you know, who knows, really cheap for it. And then they have some kind of really half-ass mold that they mold the ends to somewhat replicate the originals. And then you can see they just somehow glue it together here. You know, I hate to you know, talk bad about someone's process when I don't know how to do it myself. But I kind of feel like if I spent a little time and Googled it and did some research, I almost think I could do this in my garage better than this. I mean, there's got to be a better way. So I just wanted you guys to beware. Here's one of the trunk pieces. Same thing. You can see where, you know, this is nice new stuff, and then they just molded it. You know, they did their little molded piece there that goes around those corners. And then they just kind of stick it together somehow. Probably melt it, heat it. You know, not the quality that you would expect or hope for when you're spending $2,000. So I got to this point, and I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use this on the top pieces. The door panels, I think I'll go with my some of my generic stuff that over the years I've spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of research. You see all this. This is just one tote. Trying different pieces. You know, all I do is these Lincoln Continentals, as you guys know. So nothing is really available for them. So what I've done is, you see my little box here. Over the years, I cut out some of the original pieces, and I use them as like a guide. Like, here's an original piece, I think from a roof rail. So I find that shape and see if I can find something really similar online. and then I order it and I try it out and I see how it works. And actually, in a lot of the cars that I've done in the past, it's worked out really well. So this is actually the trunk mold from, I believe it's made by Metro. It's what I've used on the trunks in the past. It's very, very similar. Let me see if I can compare it to theirs. They're supposed to be original here. So you can, well, it's hard to tell. Sorry about the shitty camera, man. I'm doing this with my phone, holding it. So this is the opposite side, obviously, but you can see it's very, very similar to that style. It's hard to see the actual shape of it because the end, you know, has this molded end on it. But it's very, very close, and you won't have that molded in. But this is like, I don't know, $20. Not even. So, and this looks like shit anyway. I mean, I can't put this on a show car. And you know, a lot of these cars that we're doing, they're $100,000 plus cars. You know, it's more about the look than, you know, keeping a couple drops of water out of the trunk, because these things are never going to go, like, I wouldn't put this on that car. It just looks too bad. And the car's not going to be sitting out in the rain, you know. I mean, this is a show car at this point now, and it's going to be in a nice climate controlled garage and never really be driven out in the rain much or anything. So I'd rather have it look really good than maybe be slightly more functional. So anyway, like I said, over time, this is a really good one. And you know, in most of my videos, like I always say, man, I think the YouTube is a really great source if we can get some good comments going in this, and you know, some helpful comments in the comment section. And if any of you guys have tried any other things that has worked out for you, I know there's been some discussion in the forums and stuff, different things that have worked for different guys. So, you know, please put in the comments what you've tried and what's worked, and maybe it'll help some other guys out. You see all these different, I mean, all the different styles and stuff that I've tried. This is actually from, I believe, Rock Auto. Again, made by Metro, super soft. But you could buy it at one time from Rock Auto. There's, hopefully the part number works for you. And this is the trunk seal that I was just talking about. Works really well, fits in there just right. It just doesn't have those molded ends. I think at one point it was $19. It may be 20 something now. I think it's gone up over the years. But just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you go and spend $3,000 on a complete kit, or $2,000 on this kit, and you're not, you know, you can't, it's not, I don't even think you could return it based on, you know, hey, this is ugly. If there was something wrong with it, maybe, but, you know, like it was broken, I don't know. But I don't know, I think a lot of guys would be disappointed if they paid $2,000 and they got this. So maybe I can just prevent you from having that shock, you know. And maybe before you even get started, hopefully you're watching this video before you get started, and maybe you're taking your door sills off and they're in decent shape. Maybe you'll be really careful with them. A lot of times, just be real careful with the originals, and they're probably going to be better shape anyway. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Hope it helps somebody. Like I said, if this video helps you, like always, you can send a little $5 donation to my wife's animal sanctuary. That would be greatly appreciated. And share in the comments, man, if you guys have any other suggestions. Thanks.